welcome to sunny Halifax Airport. Join me on my Edelweiss A340-300 flight in business class to Zurich today. While the airport isn't the biggest in Canada, lots of airlines have started long-haul operations to and from Halifax in the last couple of years. Since I didn't have any luggage to drop off, I headed straight through security. And my aircraft just arrived. Hotel Bravo Juliet Mike Foxtrot, named Belle, is 22 years old and was flying for Swiss until 2017. And since all A340s will be replaced by A350s by the end of 2026, it was about time to get on board. As a business class customer, you will get access to the Air Canada Maple Leaf Lounge, which is located one level above the departure area. The lounge was extremely crowded in the beginning, because there was another Discover Airlines A330 leaving to Frankfurt and an Air Canada A330 heading to Toronto. And while the food and drink selection appears to be quite decent normally, there was basically nothing left on the buffet. The staff just couldn't keep up with the amount of people in the lounge. This location seems sufficient for a few Air Canada domestic departures a day, but definitely not enough to handle 3 wide-body departures around the same time. After the Air Canada A330 left, which we can see right here, it got pretty calm in the lounge. Now I finally found a spot to sit down and even managed to grab a plate which came fresh out of the dishwasher. And now it's almost time for boarding. Edelweiss introduced this route in 2025, flying twice weekly on Thursdays and Sundays from July until October. And on the left you can see the Discover Airlines A340-300 heading to Frankfurt. Edelweiss has configured their A340s in a very interesting way. Up front you will find 9 rows of Economy Max, which offers more leg room. You can reserve these seats with an extra fee. And behind that is the business class section, with 6 rows in a 1-2-1, 2-2-1 layout. I'm sitting in seat 14A, which I could reserve free of charge after booking. This is one of the so-called throne seats, offering more space. The legroom is more than enough, and at your seat you will find a coat hook, a water bottle, as well as the headphones for the in-flight entertainment system, the menu for the flight, and a wet wipe. There was also a pillow provided and a blanket. Shortly after sitting down, a flight attendant came around, offering breadsticks and a welcome drink. And while we wait for pushback, it's time for a little seat tour. You will find 2 storage compartments to the left and right. On the left there are the seat controls, as well as the remote for the in-flight entertainment system and the push button for the tray table. And behind that is another small storage compartment with the amenity kit, as well as a universal charging port, the headphone port, and a reading light. On the right there are no more compartments, but just a big area to put some of your stuff down. And of course you got this great view onto the engines and the wing. Since this is an evening departure, dinner will be the main meal. There will also be a small snack before landing, but no real breakfast because of a short flight time of 5 hours and 40 minutes. The amenity kit was very basic, consisting of an eye mask, socks, as well as a toothbrush and toothpaste, which all came in this cardboard box. In my opinion, you could at least provide some earplugs. The literature pocket contained a lot of material, like this air sickness bag, the safety card, the Edelweiss magazine, and an in-flight shopping guide. Before we pushed back, the crew came around handing out these hot towels. Our departure was delayed by 1 hour due to very strong tailwinds above the Atlantic, so we wouldn't arrive at Zurich before the night curfew ends. This gives me some time to show you the in-flight entertainment system. It's the same one you will find on the Swiss A330s, offering a bunch of movies as well as TV shows, podcasts, and some music, as well as the in-flight map. There's also a selection of short videos of some Edelweiss destinations, which I think is a nice feature. The FE remote looked really used though, showing the age of this cabin. The cabin crew also offered upgrades from economy to economy max for about 100 euros on board. While we're talking about the age of the aircraft and the cabin, this seat has really seen better days. There are a lot of scratches and dents everywhere, and things are a little loose. But of course Edelweiss is not really investing anymore in these cabins because all of the A340s will be gone within a year. This is also the same seat found on the Swiss A330 fleet. But now it's finally time for pushback and engine startup. The 4 CFM56 engines are also found on the A320 fleet, and the A340 is known for really long takeoff runs and shallow climb outs because it's a bit underpowered. Takeoff will be on runway 23. Did you know that this is the shortest Edelweiss transatlantic flight, with an average flight time of around 6 hours? And now turn your speakers up for this beautiful sunset departure out of Halifax. Because of the short flight time resulting in a low takeoff weight due to not a lot of fuel loaded, the climb out wasn't actually that bad for an A340-300. The headphones provided by Edelweiss are actually quite decent, but still not the best, so if you got an airplane adapter, I would suggest you bring your own. About 30 minutes after takeoff, it was time for dinner, so let's get that tray table out with the push of a button. As a starter, I went for the roast beef with vegetables. Alongside came a salad with an Italian or French dressing, as well as the signature Edelweiss bread, which is really delicious. And while we wait for the main course, it's time to enjoy the sunset and the view onto these beautiful 2 engines on the wing. As a main, I went for the vegetarian filled cheese pasta with tomato sauce and Parmesan cheese. It tasted really good, but it looked rather like an economy class meal and was a bit small. For dessert, you had the choice of cheese, fruit, or this creme brulee, which also tasted really great. So all in all, the quality of the meal was really good and it tasted great, but the quantity wasn't as much as I hoped for. And before I head off to sleep, let me show you the front left lavatory located between business class and economy max. It was in a great shape and really clean, offering some more wet wipes as well as the signature Edelweiss soap. And now it's time to get at least some rest on this very short flight. The seat transforms into a 2-meter lie flat bed and offers additional seat controls to the left of your head. The room for your feet while lying down is pretty decent. The seat cushion, which is filled with air, lost its pressure though after a couple of minutes, so I was lying on the bare metal structure of the seat for the rest of the night, but since the flight is so short I didn't sleep that much anyway. And after 2 hours of some rest, the sun began to rise again and the cabin lights were turned back on for a snack before landing. In my opinion, this was a bit too early because we still had 90 minutes before landing. And on these short flights, every minute that you spend lying down and sleeping is very valuable. And while I did not expect much for breakfast, this was rather disappointing. There was just a single option of this warm mozzarella sandwich and nothing else. It tasted good, but still felt a little cheap for business class. I did book this flight just 2 weeks in advance though, for 60,000 airplane points and about 80 euros in taxes and fees, which is a great value I think to try out the Edelweiss A340 before it's gone. And just before descent, the Berli Biberli was handed out, which is the signature Edelweiss honey cookie, which you will get on every flight. Did you know that I also have an Instagram account where I post live updates and stories of my flights as well as aviation content? Go check it out. Shortly after, we left flight level 390 and started our descent into Zurich. And here's already a great view of Zurich Airport as we're on the downwind for runway 34.
All electronic devices from the power outlets in your seats. The safety on board card can be found in your seat pocket. Please come down there again.
And now we're established on final for runway 34, and I'll let you enjoy the landing. What a scenic approach and great landing. Sadly, the windows got a bit foggy after we touched down and taxied to Terminal E. And now it's time for the little review of this flight. I've had a great time on board this Edelweiss A340, which is for sure a once-in-a-lifetime experience since they will be gone in a couple of months. And while the aircraft looks great on the outside, the cabin is really starting to show its age, and the seat is not really that comfortable anymore. So I wouldn't recommend booking Edelweiss A340 business class, especially on this short flight, which you can definitely handle in economy class. And while the food tasted great, I would have enjoyed a bit more selection, especially for breakfast. The cabin crew was very friendly though, and all in all I enjoyed this flight a lot. Edelweiss will restart this route on the 10th of May 2026 with their new A350s, which are definitely worth a try. We arrived right on time at 6:25 in the morning, and after a final look at the empty business class cabin, it's probably time for me to say goodbye to this beautiful aircraft forever. So as always, thank you so much for watching and see you in the sky.